Hi student, we are back. And for this unit, we have discussed two very important phenomena in the world right now. Is globalization and localization. And I think for student, you probably already heard globalization. However, this phenomena is actually not new. And according to the reading provide a lot of examples of how people trade globally in the past. So Jeannie, do you think there are any important or interesting examples students should pay more attention, or you think we can share?
I think it's really interesting because we discussed about the idea of global village, and I think the idea was introduced after the Second World War. So before that, maybe one really powerful country would like to go to other countries or to start a war so they can get more land and more resources, and that's the previous trend. And in history, actually, we get many different examples about how people in the past not really communicated with each other, but there were different kinds of interactions, maybe by war or other cases about kinds of global exchange, not exactly globalization.
You can see in the reading there is an example of Silk Road. Probably students have learned it in your history book. And except from Silk Road, students know that people trade goods in Silk Road. But as Jeannie mentioned, people not just trade goods, for example, spice or precious stones. Sometimes they trade cultures. And sometimes you probably have heard that for Muslim country, they trade their language, they trade their religion. For example, in Indonesia, they are one of the biggest Muslim country in the world now. However, this religion are brought by Islam trader from Muslim country. They came to there for just selling or buying goods. However, this religion brought to Indonesia and now is the biggest religion in that country.
So maybe you mentioned something really interesting is the Silk Road, and I think at this moment we still have something similar to Silk Road is running. That's called One Belt, One Road.
Yeah.
So they are using the previous routes of the Silk Road, but they are still trying to do business. So the route we are talking about is started from maybe the south of India, and then going to north to Russia. Or maybe west to Turkey to Istanbul. And because now with the improvements of transportation, there's another thing that's the difference between the conditions when the Silk Road was running and nowadays. So we get different kinds of transportations now. Maybe before, when Marco Polo started to explore the East, right? Probably he came to China. Then they needed to take boat and also use perhaps horses or even camels. To going from Italy, right, to China. But nowadays, from like Marco Polo was in the 15th century, and until now, 21st century, we get different kinds of transportations. So some powerful countries will spend money on canals, so they will be able to get goods from other countries to Europe faster, and to America as well. And now we get airplanes as well. So we probably would not think it's possible to get tulips from Netherlands within a day, like maybe 50 years ago. But nowadays, maybe we can get the tulips from Netherlands within 12 hours, I
Yeah,
guess,
I think
if
that
it's
is possible.
And also we can get the latest newspaper or other goods because we get lots of air cargo going on these days as well. That's the thing about the improvements of transportation. And another factor that is also important to globalization.
I think students know that is internet. Yeah, as Jeannie just said, we have several means of new transportation. You can imagine railroad, planes, and also canals, and also airplane cargo or ship cargo, which brings goods all around the world, make things go from one country to another country even faster than we can imagine. However, another big change is we exchange information via internet, which is quite fast, and it's hard for us to believe that people can send a message in a second, and other people in one other country can just receive it and read it and reply, and which helps this multinational company do business faster and easier than before. And student, you probably have heard, for a lot of American multinational company, they have branch office in India because of the different time zone, so they can work together for 24 hours as a non-stop company.
So the improvements of the technologies regarding communication is another thing that contribute to globalization. Like Mavis just mentioned, previously we probably need to write a letter, and the letter will take 2 weeks to arrive in a European country
yeah.
or to America. Then previous during the 2 world wars, they probably need to use telegraph to inform people important messages or information. And nowadays we get the information immediately. You can use internet or other communication means like cell phone or use any kind of social media. So for students nowadays, or for us, globalization is just a part of our life. It's really difficult for us to imagine that has been a history and such a long history of globalization.
Yeah, so student, you can see in the past there is a form of globalization, and now this globalization have different kind of, because of different technology, different kind of means, so they kind of change the way it look. However, it's still a very common phenomena and happen around the world. And especially probably student, you have heard there is a big change regarding the Internet of Things, or even like 5G transportation. So probably in the future, or in just a few years, you can see different kinds of globalization happening around the world.
So I guess that's our first section. So as usual, we get 2 questions of our first section. So my first question would be, is globalization something new or something has already existed in history?
Yeah. My second question is, what changed? What kind of technology or means we have mentioned in our lecture that changed the way people do it or exchange things globally?
So let's move to the next section. See you.